What up, guys? Thank you again for joining me and my husband on our new YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. We're going to be posting all kinds of fun stuff, not only haunted or paranormal, but a lot of cool horror themes that we're really into. So we're going to have fun. Hope you guys enjoy it. One of the things that I wanted to show you is these photos right here. We had a really good experience. So I did see a while back a lady post on TikTok about the Munsters house here in Waxahachie, Texas. And we just had to go. So last year, September 17th, 2024, me and my husband, we planned out a whole week of really cool activities for our anniversary, which I'll be posting on here as well, just so y'all can see all the cool stuff we did. It was really neat. But this house, it's really cool because the Munster TV show wasn't really a house, so there was no floor plan for it. So this couple was a big fan of the show. They bought a house and they replicated everything to make it look like the Munster house. A lot of this stuff is not authentic stuff from the show, because what he was telling us was a lot of stuff got destroyed after the show. They got a dumpster and threw stuff away, which is really sad. But they did decorate the house, and the layout is like the Munster house. So, enjoy these few pictures here. I'm going to show you some video of the house. Now, the audio messed up when I was re-uploading it so I could share with you guys. So it's going to be off. You're going to see that it's off, but just go with the flow, right? It's really cool. He was really interesting. And on this trip, we took our friends Ken and Amanda. They do movies as well. So definitely, it was a fun time. So enjoy. Here we go.
Hang up and grab my huge knockers.
I didn't mean to touch your knockers.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Let's go ahead and step on down because this step
Okay.
goes away.
Gotcha.
I was trying to stay to break, and that started that tour.
Gotcha.
So did y'all ever see the pilot to the Munsters?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yvonne DiCarlo wasn't Lily,
Right.
and Butch Patrick wasn't Eddie.
Oh, okay.
The staircase was up against the wall. And the lady playing Lily Munster looked like Morticia Adams, the black dress and walk like this. If you Google Anthony Perkins and the Psycho House,
Yeah.
the Munsters was shot on the Psycho set.
Oh, wow.
The staircase is the Psycho staircase.
Really?
It was up against the wall. That was just the pilot. When they sold the show, then they fired Morticia Adams, they hired Yvonne DiCarlo, they hired Butch Patrick. They moved the staircase into the center of the room and then reproduced the post. But if you Google the Psycho House, they're going to show you. The only difference is the Munster put a gargoyle on it, and Psycho had an acorn. But this is the same card design and everything that was on the Munster Psycho House. Now she's got the coffin telephone.
Oh, yeah.
Now on the TV show, you went like this.
Yeah.
And when you did, there was a little guy back here in a white t-shirt that went like this. When you open the stairs, you flip this, and that same guy in the white t-shirt raised and lowered the stairs. And I don't know what episode it is, but the episode where they actually use the stairs in the show, you'll see the guy in the white t-shirt walk off set. They left him in because they thought it was kind of funny.
That is neat.
That's very
I
spot.
want to walk over and pop open the door, you can see the phone and everything in there. You stepped on Spot's tail.
Right?
I gotta see that.
So how long did it take to do all this to where y'all were happy with everything?
Probably 2 or 3 more years. My wife is always changing, moving,
Yeah.
adding, subtracting, taking away, doing different stuff. I shouldn't have to tell you that. You know how women are. Just moved that couch over there 6 weeks ago, and now she'd have me move it to the other side of the room.
Hey, DJ, you gotta check out.
Yeah, let's check that out.
step on spots too. It used to be real loud. I don't know what happened to it. He got laryngitis, but when you step on that little pad, it activates him. He used to breathe smoke out his nose, and then we had fog coming out of the dungeon. But by the time the tour was over with, you had to be on your knees crawling out of here trying to find how to get out. The valve was full of smoke.
So funny.
So this is Lily's vacuum cleaner. Her vacuum cleaner didn't suck, it blew. When she dusted the house, she dusted the house. In this house, we don't have that luxury, so please don't drag your fingers on anything. The dust is real, and I'm going to remember you for 5 years if you do it. That's about how long it takes to make it go away. And if you touch anything, you'll hook a spider web, and it'll yank the whole damn web off the wall.
Definitely not touching.
No.
Now this is about the 8th organ we've had in the house. Every time we find another organ, my wife would throw it out and bring in the new one. She found this one at a little farmhouse in Texas, and it's actually identical to the one on the show. It's not a replica. It's a real organ made by the real company.
Oh.
So I won't ever have to buy another organ. She does. There's only one chair in the entire house that you're allowed to sit in. Everything else is real fragile. You can take a picture in the electric chair if you want.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yep.
Just don't lean all the way back because you'll get into the spider webs.
We'll do the pictures in a little bit.
I love the TV.
Yeah, right?
The TV is actually from the 60s.
So cool.
When I got it, it did not work, and I did not fix it. I yanked everything out of it, and I went to Walmart and bought a flat screen TV.
Oh,
And it slid right in, and all I had to do was turn it on.
nice.
Wow, that is awesome.
Well, if the women don't find you handsome, they gotta find you handy.
That is actually a really good idea.
Hey, Mom, come sit down.
Want to stand next to it?
Oh yeah, you want to sit in the chair?
You want to sit in the chair? Be careful with your shirt.
See, I want to get a little vibrating pad.
There you
Remote
go.
control when you take a picture. But the thing about it is, in today's world, somebody would piss themselves and sue me over it.
Oh, probably.
Make them sign a waiver for you. Yeah. Well,
In that chair.
thing about it
Yeah.
is,
Something's.
we added up how many people have been through this house since 2000. There's been 70,000 people. That's a lot of damn
Wow.
waivers, man.
Yeah.
Some lady, the last tour that just walked out, wanted to know if there was a book they could sign. You know how thick that book would be?
That would be awesome, though.
Oh, kick ass. I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. I saw that in the movie.
My shades on.
Now, the very first time I ever let anybody into my house for a tour, we didn't have hardly anything. This house was almost empty. People think that we got money because of this house. My wife brought me to Waxahachie 40 years ago, and she had found an old Victorian home, which was a piece of caca, and that's to say the least. And I spent 20 years of my life rebuilding that house. And when I got it redone, we sold it, and it framed this house. We moved into this house with 2x4 walls. No plumbing, electrical, mechanical. Me and my wife did all the plumbing. We did all the electric. We did all the mechanical. We did all the woodwork. We did everything ourselves. And so that's the only reason we're here, because we ain't got, matter of fact, my electric bill's late.
Man.
But anyway, the first time I let anybody in here, we didn't have any of this stuff here. And this lady was in here, and she was doing this. You see where she's headed?
Oh.
Right down that hole. And when she went down that hole, she grabbed a 7-year-old boy by the hair, and she drug him down the hole with her. I heard the kid screaming, and when I got over there, the kid was going, yeah! He rode the girl down. He wanted to go again. The lady did not want to go again.
Yeah.
And she said she wasn't hurt. But you know, when she woke up the next morning, that lady was hurting in places she didn't even know she had.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now 40–50% of the spider webs in this house are mine. The rest are not mine. I did not put these spider webs here.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
In my spider webs, real spiders that put their webs in my spiders. So when we lived in this house, the only room we lived in downstairs was the kitchen. The rest of this house stayed just like this. So the bugs and the webs and the dust, that's what most people fight, and that's what we want. But the kitchen was the only room downstairs that we lived in. The rest of this room stuff stayed just like this.
Wow.
We didn't hang out here at all. I mean, we might sit on the couch every now and then and something like that, but we didn't live in these rooms.
Wow.
And if you look, this is not a fall for the meek. And that poor lady hit every step on the way down, too.
Rob Zombie never came here?
You know, we know Butch and Pat have been here so many times you can't even count it. And Butch has been threatening to bring Rob Zombie for 25 years. And Rob Zombie's a huge Munster fan.
Yes.
I've never got a phone call from him. I mean, he goes to wherever to shoot his movie, and he's got a house right here.
Yeah.
So, well,
That's weird, right? How interesting.
Did y'all see the Rob Zombie Munster?
I did not like it. I watched it for about 20
I didn't
minutes.
see it.
Well, you know, the only person I thought was worth a shit was the grandpa, because the grandpa didn't try to be Al Lewis.
Yeah.
He made his own character. Everybody else was trying to be somebody else except him. And then the Munster house was only in the last 5 minutes of the entire movie.
Oh, wow.
Now, we don't own a lot of stuff from the Munsters because it's very expensive. The guy that owned the biggest collection in the world died a few years back, and last summer they brought all his stuff here and they did an online auction. The electric chair went for $40,000.
Whoa.
That ain't it.
Crazy. Oh,
I
wow.
built that one from Home Depot for $99.95. The bird, $125,000. That ain't it either. Lily's dress, you know, $17,000. The stuff is just crazy,
Yeah.
insanely
Yeah.
expensive. With me saying that, this stuff actually came from the show.
Oh, nice.
So when you see them eating the
Yes.
double-sided fish, that is actually the double-sided fish.
I did hear about that. Yeah, how neat. I was actually waiting for that part. That's cool.
Now, it doesn't have a head, it's got two tails. How can it live? Well, you know, that's the end our politicians think with, and they seem to do all right. Well, no, they don't, but they seem to do all right.
Oh, this is really neat.
Now, when we lived in this house, we only used this room 2 days a year. We used it for Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner. The rest of the year, it stayed just like this.
Was it a struggle to try to find a lot of stuff that matched?
Well, you know, when you're doing something like this, if you took a picture of this room right here, just like this, boom, looks great, don't it? Looks fantastic. But if you took a picture of the Munsters, same picture, and you put them side by side, nothing would be the same. I mean, that stuff in the 60s, they didn't keep that stuff. When the show was over, they pulled a dumpster outside and they put everything in the dumpster.
Wow.
The electric chair survived because the guy that took care of the electric chair said, my grandson would like to have that. Can I take it home? Sure. The dress, the lady took care of it. Can I keep that? Sure, take it home. If you ask for it, they let you have it. If you didn't ask for it, it went in a dumpster. So all you do in a deal like this is you find the weirdest, the oldest, the goofiest looking stuff you can find. You spray a few spider webs on it, you turn the lights down a little. Damn, you got a look, don't you?
How crazy. Yeah.
No, this is so awesome.
Now, like I say, this was the only room in the entire house that we actually lived in. These things here on this table actually came from the TV show too.
Oh, cool.
Now in the 50s and 60s, every house in America had these plates on their table. They were either red, green, blue, or gold. But you didn't have Amazon, you didn't have eBay, you had Sears, Roebuck and Company and Benjamin Franklin. All the kids wore the same clothes, they rode the same bikes, and you see people say, well, that's a knockoff of a Converse. A Converse is a knockoff. The original shoe had a set of tennis shoes right here with a wing on it, and they were called PF Flyers.
PF Flyers, I got.
Converse is a knockoff of PF Flyer. But I'm sure they bought Converse, you know, PF Flyer to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at this picture right here, they're standing at this stove in
Oh
that picture.
yeah. Oh wow. So this is the stove that they used?
It is not a replica of the stove. It is a real stove made by the real company that made the one on the show.
Nice.
But it is not the one from the show. Even though it's got an M on it for Munsters.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln had this stove, and it was the same stove, and that M stands for Majestic Stove Works. They've been around for 500 years.
Dang.
See, baby, I was telling you, cast iron stove.
Got no deodorant. That's funny.
Now, when we lived in this house, this was the only room that we lived in. And it didn't look like this. It looked like a real kitchen. Just to get it out of the way, the Munsters did not have a dishwasher. But when we decided, I turned my garage into a tiny house. And so we moved next door into that. When we would do tours and stuff, it'd take my wife 3 hours to go to this house and turn on all the lights and light all the candles. Now she just goes to the circuit breaker box, turns the house off,
That's smart.
turns the house on.
That's really
A
smart.
lot easier.
Yeah.
And we save a lot of money on heating and cooling. We're not cooling 6,000 square feet anymore. We're cooling 1,900 square feet.
Big difference.
Now you'll see a lot of this stuff throughout the house. This has nothing to do with the Munsters. My wife does a murder mystery once a month.
Oh
And
yeah.
while you're doing a tour of the house, you're looking for clues, and this draws your attention to clues. Matter of fact, the murder mystery is this weekend.
Oh cool.
That's the reason she's not doing the tours. She's getting ready for that. So I'm taking the tours for her. Now, the house has never existed. The house is not real. It's never been anywhere. It's never been anywhere. The only place the house has ever been is right here. When you walked through the front door, you walked onto a soundstage. And what we did was we built the soundstage, and then we wrapped the house around it. And the way we did it, we knew Yvonne, we knew Pat, we knew Butch. We never met Yvonne DiCarlo. We talked to her all the time on the phone. She never left the old movie star home. She never left. She wouldn't go to the store. She stayed there 24 hours a day. Pat and Butch have been here hundreds of times. And we would watch the show, and Yvonne DiCarlo would be standing here, and she'd turn around and she would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My wife, you two ladies are the exact same height as Yvonne DiCarlo. My wife would make 7 steps. I put a tape measure to it. That's how wide the kitchen is. We'd watch the shows until we seen her walk someplace else. And that's how we built the entire show, got the square footage, was just watching the people walk around the show. And I watched it over and 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 over. Matter of fact, you used to mention the Munsters, and I would puke on you. I watched that show. And then plus we do, Butch Patrick actually lived here a couple times while we were building the house. So that's how we learned about the guy with the t-shirt and, you know, all different other kind of thing. Now the show was a sound stage. You walk from the living room into the dining room and into the kitchen. That's the way it's got to be. So when you look through this door, you've got to see the dining room and the living room. There's no other way to get around it. Some of the episodes, when you look through this door, you're looking down here. It was a sound stage. They could do whatever they wanted to do. I mean, you know, one room will be over here, the next time it's over there. But so we took the pattern that looking through this door and seeing this is physically impossible. You can't walk from the living room, the dining room, into the kitchen and then make it turn into the hallway. So we just took what we could do. The first 10 episodes, you actually step down into the kitchen. And then after that, then they leveled it off.
Oh, wow.
The first Marilyn Munster, Beverly Owens, in her 10 episodes, you actually stepped down into the kitchen was sunken.
Oh, wow.
Eddie's room. That painting, that's crazy.
Now these fire extinguishers actually came out of Eddie's room on the show.
Oh, nice.
This was Eddie's teddy bear from the show. Not Wolf Wolf. Wolf Wolf is Wolf Wolf. But every red-blooded American child in the 50s and 60s had a teddy bear. Y'all remember the sci-fi movie? Well, I know you do. The Blob with Steve McQueen.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the movie? Steve McQueen's girlfriend had a little 4-year-old brother.
Yeah.
The one that had on shooting the Blob when he was on the diner with the cat pistol.
Yeah.
He had that teddy bear under his arm.
Wow.
So that teddy bear has been on the Blob and it's been on the Munster.
That's
Oh,
cool.
cool.
I love the Blob. It's such a good movie. Oh, I forgot about the crocodile.
You know, when this was my grandbaby's room when we moved in here, and the entire thing was painted like this. The floor was cobblestone. I had a unicorn right here. Had a hand painted rug on the floor. When we decided to turn this room into Eddie's room, my wife wanted me to paint it. I didn't have the heart to paint over all of it, so I left all of this stuff here. I wish now I had painted over none of it. There was only one episode in Eddie's room. Only one.
Really? Oh,
What do you
wow.
remember? She remembers because she just pointed at it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing anybody remembered was the alligator in the cage.
Yeah.
That's some weird feeling cheese, man. Feel it. Well, it's not.
He's all tricky.
My foot. Well, just touch it with your foot then. You don't have to touch it.
No, I'm cool. Don't do it, Ken.
I remember that one episode when something sad happened, and oh, look, even Wolf Wolf's crying. He was all crying.
We actually got that from Butch Patrick.
Oh, cool.
That ain't the real Wolf Wolf. He started selling them. He brought that over, he set that up there, and he goes, yeah, that looks real good right there. And I go, yeah, I like it. When he started to leave, he handed me a bill for $900.
What?
I go, do what? He goes, yeah, I sell these for $900. I go, I'm not gonna buy that.
No.
Well, what do you mean? I go, you stayed with me here probably 2 or 3 months all in all, and it cost me $300 a week in weed to keep you here. I ain't paying for the dummy, so I took it. He used to be pretty wild till he got prostate cancer. He beat it.
Oh.
Our very first Halloween party was a children's event. Children. Put an emphasis on children, right? Little kids. And so everybody was doing tickets. We gave Butch Patrick a handful of tickets to give out to his friends. He goes to the local titty bar in Dallas and hands all his tickets out to the pole dancers. I go, dude, what part of children's event do you not understand?
So this is for the other part of the house.
You can't go out that door. That door doesn't exist anymore unless you're claustrophobic. The only way out of this room is through here.
Nice. I get a picture of it.
1964. If it's got Fred Gwynn's signature on it, it's fake. He never signed the day the show ended. His contract ended. He never signed another thing Munster.
Wow.
Do you have the car in the back?
I did have it. I sold it to Butch Patrick last summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now the original car stayed in London when they did Munster Go Home. So there were actually 3 Marilyn Munsters. There was Beverly Owens. She was the first one. Did the first 10 episodes. Then there was Pat Priest. She did most of them. And then there was this Debbie Watson chick. When they did Munsters Go Home, they told Pat Priest she looked too old.
Oh.
Wow.
And so they hired her.
What was she, 25?
Yeah. Thing about it is, you don't get rid of a character and replace them if the character ain't dead. You can't do that. So nobody really gave a rat's behind about her anyway.
Hollywood, man.
Yep.
You got one wrinkle.
Now this was actually Al Lewis's tuxedo. He wore it here to my Halloween party in 2000. This is his cigar. He dropped his cigar on this shirt and he burned it, and I had to buy it. One of these days they're gonna have cloning technology and I got his DNA.
That'd be awesome.
Is it the Munsters house?
I was just trying to tell you.
It was really fun. We have some videos. We're gonna be putting out videos and pictures. We came with my husband Jeff, Ken and Amanda. This was really fun. Look at this. How neat. It was really fun checking it out. There we go. Look at this big tree. Yeah. Here in Texas, they replicated a bunch of stuff in the house. So it was really fun to come visiting it. We'll have pictures and videos later. Look at that. How neat. This was a very fun experience. So,
What are the trees made out of?
I don't know. That's what I was looking at too.
Yeah, I should ask.
Is it locked?
No, I just closed it.
I feel like
Look again,
like,
dragonfly. Look, dragonfly.
Wait, oh my god.
Right here, right here.
She almost has a dragonfly surrounding her.
Pretty neat, right? This one is like blue black.
Is it hollow sounding?
Yeah.
Look at that spider web.
Feels like
It's going from here.
outside, like rap.
Like what?
Hey babe, the dragonfly is still sitting here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it does.
Hey, it was gonna land on you. Oh, it took off.
Let's take a look.
Oh look.